Continuing along with our, I guess you could say, our tour, touring the Vornado versus really any other interesting combination that we can think of for fun. And certainly, this series is always fun when you get a brand new fan and you kind of want to see where it stands amongst its contemporaries as well as some of the vintage fans. So today we have Eddie's vintage Lasko, and I'm not sure of the model on this. I doubt in the 60s they were calling them 3733s, but I guess if you follow the lineage and you went and bought a Lasko, and today you're typically buying a 3733. I mean, there's other models, of course, but for the most part, back then, if you were buying a Lasko, this is what you got. Makes me wish I could get in a time machine and live back then. So what's notable about this Lasko is it has more of the big oval style blades, which I just love. Metal grills on both sides. It has a Venturi ring. So what's neat about that is that's what this Vornado has, is a Venturi ring. It's basically set up to be like a floor fan, but with a box around it, this Vornado. But this is a full-size 2-speed. Yeah, it's a 2-speed versus 5-speed, 18-inch. They bill it as a box fan. I don't know if they even bill it as a 20-inch box fan, but it's just called box fan. It's 18 inches. This thing is crushingly heavy. That is a very heavy, substantial fan for what it is. So give credit there. It is a ball bearing fan, that Vornado. And I don't know, I think this is a sleeve bearing. Pretty sure it's, I don't know, because the backside is completely covered up. So perhaps it is ball bearing. If somebody knows, in fact, this was a fan that we grabbed at the, Eddie grabbed at the Pennsylvania June 2025 fan meet. If any one of our fellow followers out there and friends know a little more about the motor here, that would be awesome. And even if you had kind of a more accurate date range than what I'm giving, I'm just saying 60s, more out of an assumption. What is also unique about this fan is how the grill is, right? So typically the grill is this way. This one has the slots going this way, which is kind of cool. And Eddie uses this fan in his window when he's here, and it's awesome. When I walk by his room and I see it, it just reminds me of being a kid. Like, it's just great. It's not super loud. It's just like, but it moves along because these big metal blades move. Doesn't need to make a lot of noise to move a lot of air, right? Unlike these fans that have the fingernail blades on them, like this Vornado. Now, this Vornado, I talk tough to it because anytime a new product comes out and it's, gimmicky, and I say gimmicky, like, this one has the rings on it, it's 18 inches, it has the 5 speeds, it has integrated handle, it has a wrap in the rear for your cord, like kind of like a vacuum cleaner would, you wrap it around it. But despite the gimmick, it has performed extremely well, and I found a good place for it in the kitchen window here. Most of the fans we run here, we have them on exhaust, but in the kitchen, I like to, you kind of have to have one fan in the house that pulls air in so you can create that cross circulation, so the other fans are pulling the air, and you have one that's pushing. Because you have them all on exhaust on all the floors, like they're all like, just like, they got to pull the air from somewhere. So that works out really well. But if you were using it on exhaust, it would be a real pain in the neck because the switch is, the control panel, it's really a control panel, is on the front. All right, so if anyone's interested in the actual energy consumption and all that, I did do individual checkout videos on these fans, so check those videos out where we take a look at the fan specifically and talk about it. All right, so let's get to what everyone wants. So since this has 2 speeds, we are going to compare the very lowest speed, and we might go up a few speeds just to kind of see where it compares. And then obviously high. So we're gonna start the low speed first. So I think you kind of have to click to find, right?
Yeah, so the first one is high.
Oh, the first one's high?
The
Okay.
second one's low.
Okay, so big heavy cabinet, big kitchen kitchen handle, like kitchen drawer handle style, which is awesome. I do know that the previous owner that we acquired this from did share with us that he did repaint this at some point. I think this is, I'm guessing, similar, if not close to or is the original kind of color. I'm sure I've repainted fans myself in restoration projects, and sometimes can't get quite exact, so taking that with a grain of salt. But I do have a feeling the handle was chrome. Just a thought, but still looks good. You can see the string from where the price tag was on it. Okay, so let's do low, so we gotta click it twice.
Yes.
Love that. And that startup sound. I mean, this is low. And feel all that air that's thrown off. I mean, that's incredible.
It's too close, obviously.
What'd you say?
It's too close.
It's too close. Oh, you think we got them high? No, that was low. So low, we established that's low. We were confused because we were like, wow, it's like moving a lot of air, and it sounds like it's, so the low is not super low on this fan. So if you're using this on intake on a day that's not super warm, you just want to move a little air, this might be too much. Might be too much air. That's kind of cool. All right, so let's do low on the other fan. That's like, has some like muscle to it. Like when you turn it on and off, you can feel the motor like great spin down. I mean, this is just an awesome fan. And the checkout video for this fan, I talk about, I never really studied vintage Lasko before the 1980s. And I am really glad that Eddie selected this fan, because now it's opened my eyes to some really awesome fans from an era that had wonderful fans. So this is a good one. Really, really pleased with this. I know Eddie is too. So we'll do low on our 5-speed. So I think that's low. So that's low. That moves less air than this does on low. Now I think because this is a 2-speed, its low moves a little faster because it's probably somewhere between a medium and a low, although that felt like more like a medium on most fans. Actually, felt like I'm comparing it to a modern fan. Low on this fan is like high on a new fan. All right, so let's go up. So I went up 2 speeds. It's probably moving the same amount of air as this on like its medium. So I would say low is more powerful on this fan than this fan. This fan gets very forceful quickly because of the way it's set up. This one, 20 inches, full-size blades, moves a lot of air. So let's check out high. That moves a ton of air. Feel that? I mean, there's something to be said for those Venturi rings, and I'm sure that's possibly contributing to this. And I would say I'm surprised more fans don't have them. I understand Lasko with their ring system, like integrated in the grill, but that's different. This truly forces the air to come through like the circle, if you will. It doesn't lose air coming out the sides. This is impressive. Like I got like goosebumps because it's not because I'm like hyped up because I'm chilly. It's where we live. Sadly, it is, as of this recording, it's the middle of July, and it's what, maybe 70 degrees.
Right now it's 73.
It's 73, and it's overcast. I grew up in Northwest Jersey. It would probably, on a cooler day, it would be like 80, 85. All right. Super noisy, but moves a lot of air. A lot of air, and it has a punch behind it too. Like, I could dry my hands like in the men's room here, but the band is narrow, much narrower than the big Lasko. All right, my conclusion. My personal preference all day, all night, every day, every night is the big Lasko. I mean, it is a simplistic fan, and it moves a ton of air. And look, this fan is probably 60 years old. Yeah, it's probably, if it's mid 60s, it's 60 years old. So my first statement's going to be, you have a fan that it got repainted and all, sure. But I don't think it was like stripped down, like the motor totally disassembled and like rewired and all. I think you're talking, we still got like a lot of original pieces here. A 50-year-old fan, 60-year-old fan, let's just call it 60-year-old fan versus a 0-year-old fan. So the fact that a fan this old is in a comparison with a new fan says a lot about the old fan. If anyone's in the WWE, Bill Goldberg just had his retirement match last night. He lost, which everyone saw coming, because in wrestling, usually whenever someone has a retirement match, they lose, because the whole thing is it's supposed to be passing of the torch to the young guy. He wasn't 50 years older than his opponent, but still, he was in the ring at 58 years old, competing at the highest stage, right? So it's like you have an old fan that's hanging in there against a new fan. Okay, enough of that. So I say on high, this thing is more forceful than that fan. However, this has a wider like band of air coming off of it, and it still has force behind it. It's not like it's just a breeze, right? So I would say on high, the Vornado has a slight edge on this, but on the lower speeds, the Lasko is the performer. So if you're looking at performance, it's close to even overall, which says, I can't even state how much that says about this fan. The fact that after 50 years, a basic metal bladed fan that weighs a lot, probably not as energy efficient and all that, still can hang with something 50 years newer. And like people who designed this fan probably, and who worked on the assembly line, are probably not alive today. If they were like in their 40s and 50s working, they would have been in their 80s and 90s today. The world was a different place in 1965 by far. I was not even a glimmer in my parents' eyes. So this was a fun comparison, and just so you guys can see, if you want a view of the rear of these fans, you're not really going to use this one on exhaust. And again, I say it over and over on this channel, we use our fans on exhaust quite a bit. This weighs a ton. Not actually the heaviest fan that we own, or Eddie owns. Cool, collectively. So I just think this is even good looking on exhaust. Like it's cool looking. It's kind of cool how it has like the cross bars and then how it's wired, and the motor's integrated into the grill, which you guys, if you know the channel and know me, know I love that because it's reminiscent of the McGraw Edison fans I love. The Venturi ring is more prominent on this side. Yeah, so there you have it. You let me know. Maybe you were born 15 years ago and you think this stuff is ridiculous because it's so old. It's like a Model T, but know your history is all I gotta say, and appreciate it and respect it, because these things, I don't know where this will be in 60 years from now. Will somebody 60 years from now be doing a video of this comparing to whatever is the gimmick of 60 years from now? I will be in my 100s when that happens. So I will look down from above and watch the video from the sky. All right, well, this has been fun. Let me know your guys' thoughts on these fans. This is kind of like an odd couple pairing, but a fun pairing. The Vornado is not done yet. You know, when you spend $80 for a fan, you're going to give it as much airtime as you can, and hope that you know, you can have some fun comparisons and check it out. So still kind of what I'm thinking about is a Lakewood 223, a Lakewood P25. What else did we want to do? I don't know what else we wanted to do with this.
Dominion?
Yeah, Eddie's vintage Dominion would be, I mean, you should just put the Dominion on top of it just to physically crush it, but the Dominion is the heaviest fan we own. All right, well, let us know in the comments. Those of you who know my collection, there's something you want to see, even if it's something silly, we'll do it. It'll be fun. And like, subscribe, and we'll see you soon.